Today we have a 1986 F-150. The check valve in the high pressure pump has failed. We're going to go through the steps in replacing that pump. First we'll remove the negative battery cable. Bleed the pressure out of the system using our pressure gauge relief valve. First we'll disconnect the electrical connection. We need to remove the fuel lines. On this style of fuel line, there's a horseshoe type retainer. Discard the old clips. The new Airtex fuel pump comes with new clips. You may have some residual fuel here. Be sure and capture that in a safe container. Now we can remove the rear fuel line retainer. Be sure and capture any residual fuel that may leak out of the fitting. Now we're ready to remove the fuel pump and its bracket from the frame. Now we will remove the fuel pump from the vehicle. We will take it and the bracket to the bench. One of the first things we'll do is remove the electrical connector from the bracket. We've got to kind of spread the bracket open a little bit and then pull the fuel pump up. On the top of the fuel pump there is a positive and a negative. Be sure and get the corresponding wire color back on the new pump in their proper position. We'll now remove the new Airtex fuel pump from the packaging. In with the pump is an installation kit that will have everything needed to reinstall this pump. On the inlet side of the fuel pump is a protective cap. We will remove that and now we can install our inlet fitting. Be sure and use the O-ring that is included in the packaging. Because this is an O-ring type seal, be sure and not over tighten this fitting. When installing your wiring connector, be sure and get your leads on the proper terminals, noting the markings on the top of the pump. Now be sure and not over tighten the electrical terminals. To reinstall the pump into the bracket, we'll set our isolator into the bracket and then slide our pump in. Before we install the pump back into the vehicle, we'll install our fuel line retainers into the ends of the fuel fitting. This will ease the installation of the fuel fitting. Now we can reinstall the 3 bolts that hold the pump onto the frame rail. Now we're ready to reconnect the electrical connection and install the fuel lines. Now we will reattach the negative battery cable and cycle a key 2 to 3 times to charge the system. Now we can start the vehicle, monitoring fuel pressure, making sure it's in manufacturer's specifications. To remove the gauge, we'll shut the engine off and bleed the pressure from the system using the pressure relief on the gauge, making sure to capture any fuel in a safe container.